My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. Well, say for this little moment, there's probably going to be a little bit more to work on with these little butternut retrievers, and for the things we kind of have here and for the things we have available and what's been mislaid, I will say that we have probably the best knives around for now to use, and this is just going to be the time when we're going to kind of round off these little ears in place to try to get them into a good little round shape for what we can use for, and kind of get a little bit in mind to kind of make these things so they're going to be quite a thing to have around and to show and display for all creatures that come and go this way. So little things in mind we got to keep, and take the little roundings and put them up to where they have to kind of go the way they're going to do. So I'll tell you all that I see a little saw mark there. We might go ahead and kind of get that removed. And then again, you know, there's other things we're going to be chipping around here, trying to get the best rid of them we can. And then again, with the little ears that are on this little retriever too, we can remove them as we go and kind of get a little rounding to them, get rid of their little corners that we don't need. And so finally, this is going to be some beautiful work to come down to what we have here, and just kind of chip along a little bit more from the ear here, remove along a little bit just to round stuff off, and come down to where we're going to just take a little chipping along here and remove just the little bit of wood that we can. So it's all just going to be fine little artsy works we have, and sometimes just one of the things we're going to have to do with it is just remove things all along here and come down to where we just kind of take things away from the top, kind of remove a little extra from the place, and do a little stuff just to make it right. We still got a little place to round off at the top of this little ear as well. Try to get a little place in there where we can just kind of put things into a good place for a good set of golden retriever ears like we got. Sometimes, just sometimes, you can't always make things come out as exactly what you hoped for them to be, but anybody with anything they see in the wood, they're probably going to like it as it is. And there's just some things where we can kind of take a little sandpaper, and a little worn out sandpaper, and try to remove some stuff from along the sides here. And it's okay for little facets to show, but it's best that you kind of sand along and just at least remove the worst of things from the wood, kind of get it to where it's going to be fine little RC stuff to kind of make a fine little character for what you have. I will just kind of say with what we're doing here, there's just kind of these times where we sand stuff along and just kind of get a little faith in our work and faith in our deeds and what we do. I say that there's a time when there might be a thing or two we might have forgotten to do here, but we need to round off the flanks. So we can kind of take care of that just as it is and kind of remove the wood from along here, take away the wood from the place where it don't need to be, and just kind of screw it along and see what we're gonna just see right here in the little wood section of the little retriever thing. I say that it just comes time when we have to move things along here. Take the sanding paper and move a flank along and see how it stands just as easily as that, and come down to where we're going to kind of remove a little bit along from here as well, and take it where it's going to be just fine little places where we're just moving along, take things just the way they're going to come out to be. So with little things in mind, I say we can kind of get things down to where we're just getting a little in order with the good in our work, and removing things just to where we see just kind of how nice it's going to be when we all just get done with the dogs. And I say for a little bit of work we got here, it's just kind of like making our ways with the little pieces in mind. And one thing I'll tell you all is funny little story about a golden retriever used to live next door to my grandmother's. His name was Max. We would run up and down our side of the fence, and he would follow us on his own side of the fence, running back and forth. And we had a little game we played of that, and one day I asked him, Max, do you want to play? Bark for yes, wag your tail for no. He barked. And then when we started running, he started running to us. Another day, I kind of said the same thing, and he wagged his tail, and we started running back and forth on our side of the fence, and he didn't follow us. So it was all just kind of strange little ways we deal with things. And in those days, as young as I was, I thought that dogs really could understand our language because that was how he was. One of the things that was hard for me to learn as a kid was that even though parrots could talk, they couldn't understand human language, and therefore couldn't have conversations with humans. So it's just kind of strange what we learn about these different creatures, and the fact that they're probably smarter about more things and probably know more things than we give them credit for, as I've had some people tell me in my life. And they are just kind of real instruments of mercy and grace and all the things involved. And I tell you all that there's just kind of this type of work we do where we make things just as well as we want them to be, and come down to this little fashionist creature. We got little faith in our lives and how to make things just the way they're going to be, with all we can make right out of the piece of wood. So I know sometimes things aren't going to be the best things we ever see, but we're going to work at them and make them wonderful little things. As you know, and have seen in my other videos, you know, we take different grains of sandpaper to kind of go down different parts of the wood, and kind of taking it down where it's all just going to be just as fine as little kind of work in our lives to make it so we see awesomeness happen in all kinds of good ways in life and anything we do. I tell y'all that this is just kind of one of the things that is all going to come down to being when we all get down to what we are going to have in a good little piece of work. So maybe one day I'll get around to showing a little bit more as to how we're going to do the face into these things and show how the face works and what all it does to make it just a fine little retriever piece of work for our little good and our mercy and our grace and all things. And to heck with all the things we're working with these days. We just got a lot of fineness in our life and goodness in our souls. And sometimes, just sometimes, I tell you, there's probably going to be one more grit I'm going to find in here and try to use before we get the whole thing dadgum done, and kind of put little extra sand papering down into the little retriever and make it so it's just going to be a little bit of a good creature to see, good creature to know. And I'll tell you all that there's probably some stuff that has to be demonstrated later, and it will be so. So I just like to show how much this work has come along, making these creatures so they're going to be unique and awkward, and oh, the little cutesy little things about seeing these creatures being made and valued, and all the things we just go about life just to do with all the critters that make our ways possible. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Hope your day is blessed. Hope your day is good. I do hope to see you all on again in more series as we do them. Take care and have a blessed evening, and always be safe. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to this channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.